Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. Thank you for the chance given to me. And thank you for Seminar Internasional Bahasa dan Sastra Daerah held by Balai Bahasa Kalimantan-Tengah. So today I will have my paper presentations and it's entitled Face Threatening Act in Trump's Dominance on the First Final United States Presidential Debate 2020. It's a part of pragmatic discourse study. And the paper was done by me and also my advisors team. They are Dr. Lia Maulia Indrayani, Dr. Elvi Citra Resmana, and Dr. Rosarianita Amalia. So my paper will focus on 5 big points. The first one is introductions. The second one is literature review. The third one is research method. The fourth, theoretical framework. And the last is result in discussion. Come to the first title is about introductions. The most important thing in communications is language. Through language, people can express their feeling and then express what they feels. And based on Gunarwan 2004, page 6, state that the existence of language to make communicants able to understand the delivered message. But sometimes we still find misunderstanding between the speaker and hearer. And also we can see from the example, if your lecturer says that the room is hot, actually. So the utterances has intended meaning. Maybe the lecturer asked the student to open the door or maybe to turn on the air conditioner. And we can see that here the lecturer have more power than the student. That's why the utterances is kind of directive speech act intended in a hidden meaning one. And also based on Van Dyke 1993, explain that the one who has more power identically use or more dominance in having a dialogue, such as like police with a citizen, or maybe like you with your supervisor when you have an advisory condition, and also others. And here the writer found that in Face Threatening Act, Donald Trump tried to dominate the dialect along the final debate of United States and is influenced by the context. And for the research question, there are two. The first one is how is the Face Threatening Act used in first final presidential debate candidate 2020? And the second one is how is the dominant utterance structure appear in first final presidential debate candidate 2020? And for the literature review, here are there. The first one is taken from David A. Moran, entitled Language and Power, an empirical analysis of linguistic strategy used in superior subordinate communication. Here, the writer used the superior subordinate in company between manager and employee. And the result of analysis shows that the one who has lower power use negative politeness strategy, meanwhile the superior one use positive politeness strategy. Most of the utterances have a meaning asking and ordering. And the second one is come from Vinod Kumar Prabkaran, Asima Arora and Awan Rambo 2014, with the title of paper Staying on Topic, an indicator of power in political debates. And the focus of the study is power can be seen by shifting topic in debates. And the result of analysis show that candidates with higher power have more conversation topic, especially about the economy, and offensive topic in the discussions of energy topics. And the third one is Hazim Hakus Muaris, Aldi Laimi, and Abed Salahut, Kalaf 2015. They focus on FTAs proved by bad words used, such as with the words with meaning mocking, criticize, and etc. And title of paper is a pragmatic analysis of impolite interruptions of selected debates in the opposite directions of Al Jazeera channel. And the last one, written by Scholastica, C. Amadi, and Ibiere Maduako 2019. And the title of paper is an analysis of linguistic politeness strategy in superior subordinate communication, a speech even in university setting. And the data shows that most of the speaker utterances are about declarative interrogative utterances for face-saving act. And for the research method, here are for the data collecting technique, the writer search the transcript and then underline the data and then make sure that there are FTA used in data. And the data source is First Final Debate United States Presidential Debate Candidate Transcription on September 2020. Meanwhile, for the data analysis technique, the first step is analyze the face threatening accused and analyze the meaning utterances based on context by McManus, and also analyze the dominant structure. And for the data analysis result is reveal the use of the face threatening act in the X in the data and also reveal the structure of dominance utterances. So here are for the theoretical framework. The theoretical framework first is, actually here the writer used the book of Pragmatic and Discourse at the first time, where there is a statement that pragmatic and discourse is relate each other and both of the fields is influenced by the context. So here the writer used the discourse theory of language and power, which talk about the three situations which show the power of speaker is more than the hearer, and also use the pragmatic theory. They are context by McManus, and also politeness strategy, face threatening X Brown and Levinson 1987. For politeness strategy, this is the schema how you are avoid face threatening act. There are two ways. There's say something or say nothing, just by the language. And in say something is divided into two ways: on record, which use direct language, or off record, which use indirect language, like talking to himself. Example, when maybe you leave your pen in your house, you can say nothing by only searching in your bag, but also you can say, where do I put my pen? Example. And on record, you can use face saving act or bold on record, direct speech act. And for the face saving act, there are two ways also. On record with negative politeness, it's used by those who has a close relationship. Let the hearer make a choice to reject or receive the offers. Meanwhile, for on record with positive politeness, it's more close relationship. So they feel like have same purpose, and also feels like a best friend and others. And for the discourse and power, I'm so sorry for the title. The writer used the Fairclough 1978. This book, talking about the theory of boundaries between powers, can be seen from content, what is said or done, what is said. So what is the content? And also looking from the relation, the social relation, the level of social relation in discourse analysis. And the third one is subject, the subject position that people occupy, subject position, place, or class. And here are the result and discussion. State by Donald Trump, indication is criticizing. In minute 9:39, the utterances is like, Joe, so I criticize is hidden. You've had 308,000 military people dying because you couldn't provide them proper health care in the military. So don't tell me about this. About this is refers to the COVID-19 in America. The context is this debate took place in health education campus of Case Western Reserve University. The activity is both of the candidates supposed to give opinion about the motion of Supreme Court. Trump suddenly talking about how in Biden period as a vice president, there is an issue about the death of 308,000 veterans in some hospital caused by they didn't get the healthcare facility. Meanwhile, after the writer searched deeper about the information, The data reveals that the data report in application has many errors. The database contain application for people who died before 1998, also when transferring millions of records in 2013. And for the face threatening accused, here are, yes, of course, Trump used the face threatening act. It can be seen from the how the way Trump said that Biden cannot give good health care for the veterans. And Moran said that when the speaker has the opportunity to threaten or harm the other person face, the utterances can be identified as face-threatening act, and the hidden meanings such as opposing, criticizing, disapproving, interrupting, forcing, borrowing, asking for information, and humiliating. And for the dominance, actually, there are some the content of the debate is Trump bring the issue of veteran that in 2014, which used both on record strategy, and also if you see my paper, actually there is a full one versions where Biden only said I'm happy to talk about this, but Trump suddenly talking about Corona again in some statement. While the relations, no children appear from this debate activity because both of the speakers are candidates, and for the subject, both of candidates have same positions as the United States president's candidate. This is the second example of result of a discussion humiliating by stating, but you agree, Joe, you are the liar. I humiliate you graduate last in your class, not the first one in your class. The context is a transit Biden attacked Trump face because reported from LaTimes.com last week. However, the presidential candidate said at a news conference that he had finished in 78 in a law school class of 85. Record he released indicate he had a partial need-based scholarship as well as student loans. Newsweek magazine said Biden doesn't mention the moot court competition on his resume, and he did not win the political science award at University of Delaware, where he received a single BA in political science and history. And yeah, it's a fact that the Biden is not first um, not graduate first in his class, and also even it is true still Donald Trump tried to attack Biden face by humiliate him, and also it's a part of a threatening act. For the dominant ones, the content of the dialogue shows that Trump tries to humiliate Biden by mocking him that he is the liar also about his background knowledge and the achievement of his study. Still, Trump dominated the utterances, which why the MC said, Mr. President, can you let him finish, sir? Shows that Trump interrupted Biden for so many times. For the relation and subject, still both of the candidates have same position in this debate activity. And for the last sample of the data is asking information. Are you going to pack the court? Still, and then Trump repeat the question, are you going to pack the court? He doesn't want to answer the question. The context is Biden feels like he may be in danger if give wrong answer. Harper'sBazaar.com informed that the idea of expanding the court, also known as court packing, is gaining traction within the Democratic Party's more progressive flank, especially after the death of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg left a Supreme Court seat vacant under the Trump administration. Although Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden has rejected the notion in the past, recently he's evaded an explicit position in the matter of embrace the possibility of broader court reform. In conclusion, Biden accepted the Peking court after he became a United States president. And based on more than 2000 state that asking information is part of bold on record because speaker do nothing to minimize threat to the speaker's self-image. And for the dominance, Trump tries to make Biden has a bad image because he didn't answer the MC's questions. Look like Biden tried to give neutral opinion, but Trump take the situation to show the American that Biden is not give a clear answer as the candidate of presidents. And for the conclusion one, the conclusion of this analysis is that I reveal that Trump usually like to use face-threatening act in first final debate of United States presidential candidates. Trump likes to make Biden having bad image in front of American voters, and Trump likes to reframe himself by showing others' weakness and dominating the utterances along the debate fronts. The data shows that there is dominance by Trump with face-threatening utterances in data. And for the suggestion, the writer suggests that for the readers or voters to wisely use the vote to choose the one that in same vision and mission for better state, not only but one side, but consider the whole side of the candidates. So that's all my presentations. I wish you understand, even it's only a short time. And if you have a questions, you may contact me or maybe email me. And also, yeah, others maybe.